Want to break 20 minutes in a 5K? Stop running every session like it's a race. Because getting faster isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter. Today, I'm going to show you the exact structure we use to get thousands of runners under 20 minutes in the 5K. It's a proven system. It works. And I'll even show you what it looks like week by week inside our app. Let's go. Let's start with something most runners overlook. A 5K might feel short, but it's still an endurance event. That means most of your training, yes, even for speed, should be easy. Here's the rule we follow. 80% easy, 20% hard. Those easy runs, they build aerobic capacity, capillary density, and fat metabolism. The foundation of your speed comes from the slowing down. The 20%, that's your sharpening work. And we structure it in 3 progressive blocks. Here's how we build speed safely and effectively over 12 weeks. Let's start with 2-minute hill repeats. These build strength and running economy. Note, hills have an inherent risk to them. By that I mean, when we do hill work, we can put a lot of stress through the glute tendon and the hamstring tendon. So we don't want to overdo it. I would say we are thinking about building strength, but not gym strength, so that we have a base to then focus on the 1 kilometer intervals. We don't want the hills too steep. Think strength with speed, not just climbing. Over 3 weeks, we're going to build up from 6 to 8 reps, and then in the 4th week, we're going to move to recovery. We're going to drop the reps again, and we're going to stay aerobic. Now we dial in on the pacing. Say your goal is 20 minutes. That's 4 minutes per kilometer. Your 1K reps should be 8 to 12 seconds faster, so run them between 3:48 and 3:52. As with the hills, we're going to progress over 3 weeks from 4 reps to 6 reps, and week 4 will be a recovery week. When we do the intervals, it's important to focus on consistency over doing them at 100%. This is key and is the biggest mistake that recreational runners make. You want to aim to hit your paces, and in order to do that, you need to use your rest wisely. When we do speed, we are sharpening up, but more important, we want to reinforce form. So make sure that you aren't running them so hard that you are starting to degrade and fall apart by the end of the set. 400s are magic. They train a fast turnover and promote smooth mechanics without you having to push too hard. And that is important as we move into this final 4 weeks, because over the first 3 weeks, you're actually going to drop down the repetitions so that we get fresher and faster as we move to race day, and then we will move into race week. What's super important in race week in particular is that these sessions are going to prime your body to move fast, but without overdoing it. So key here is that we don't push too hard in that week or too fast, because that's actually going to upset your odometer for race day. Now, your speed doesn't just come from intervals, it comes from strength. When you're strong, you absorb impact better, maintain form longer, and reduce injury risk. Fatigue resistance is key, especially for 5K runners. So, how are we going to implement strength? Start with 2 to 3 sessions per week. If you can only do 1, do it. What we want to do is focus on glutes, hamstrings, core, calves, your quads, and your hip flexors too. Use resistance bands or body weight exercises. It's not about lifting heavy, it's about being consistent. Here's the truth. Your fast runs will only work if your easy runs are truly easy. That means running in the correct zone. This is where your aerobic adaptations happen. Better oxygen delivery, energy efficiency, and lower heart rate for the same pace. If you run too fast or even slightly out of zone 2, you're affecting your recovery and your ability to then do the faster sessions, the 20% that we spoke about earlier, even better. In other words, you have less capacity. Don't know your correct zone range? We've got a free zone calculator linked below. Plug in your test data and train with precision, because training in the wrong zone is one of the most common mistakes we see, and it can stall your progress for months. And if you're over 50 and trying to run faster, build endurance, or just train smarter, we've created a free masterclass just for you. It covers everything we've just talked about, plus recovery strategies, injury prevention, strength, pacing, and how to avoid the most common mistakes runners over 50 make. You can grab your seat for free at the link below. Thousands of runners have used this to finally start making progress again. Don't miss it. Now, the goal is to run faster with less effort. Start with your running drills. Drills improve neuromuscular coordination, efficiency, cadence, and reduce the ground reaction time. We use them before every speed session. Even more important as we age, neuromuscular connection is one of the first things to degenerate. Our peripherals in our hands and feet mean that we can't feel the environment properly. So doing coordination drills will ensure we keep this neuromuscular connection going and hopefully even build some new ones. Some cool examples include heel walks, toe rolls, skips, some high knees, butt kicks, A-skips, and 80 to 100 meter strides. Do 2 to 3 drills plus 4 strides before your quality workouts. It's like sharpening the blade before you swing the sword. Let's talk about pacing, because here's where most 5Ks go wrong. Runners go out hot. They see 3:45 on the watch, they feel good, and they think, let's go. But by kilometer 3, they're done. By 4, they're hanging on. By 5, they're crawling across the line, gasping. Because it's important to know your goal pace and stick to it. Start at a few seconds per kilometer slower than goal pace for kilometer 1 and 2. Then you're going to step it up in the 3rd. For the 4th and 5th kilometer, you can step it up some more as your body allows. Do it kilometer by kilometer. The last kilometer, you need to run like you stole something. It needs to be your fastest kilometer. That's how you run a controlled, powerful sub-20 5K. Here's what a typical week might look like inside the Coach Parry app. On a Monday, we'll have an easy run plus some mobility and light injury prevention. This is where we focus on the smaller muscle groups. On Tuesday, we do a quality session. That'll be hills and/or intervals. On Wednesday, we call it Get Running Strong Strength. This is the strength work that builds muscle mass that you're naturally losing due to aging. And we do cross training. On a Thursday, it's an easy run and drills and a 3rd strength if you can manage the recovery with it. This is where the or perhaps comes in. Friday is rest day and we can do a bit of mobility. Saturdays are for long runs and Sunday is a recovery run. Every session is intentional, every run has purpose, and together they get you to 1959. If you're following this plan and using a Garmin watch, there's one more thing you need to do. Your settings might be secretly sabotaging your runs. I'm talking battery drain, inaccurate pace data, and distracting alerts that throw you off your workouts and even your race day pace. We've created a short, incredibly helpful video that shows you exactly what to turn off, step by step. Click on the video on the screen now to watch it. It'll make your Garmin way more accurate and way less annoying. And don't forget, drop your 5K PB in the comments below. I'd love to know how close you are to cracking sub 20.